We are live around the world on 3news.com. We are also streaming on Facebook and on DSTV. You're watching us on channel 279.
The news now in detail, and anxious dialysis patients await the opening of the renal unit of the Kolebu Teaching Hospital to outpatient services after several appeals and engagements. The unit has been closed to outpatients for 5 months due to a myriad of challenges, including financial and procurement. Godwin Asidiba was at the facility and reports.
This is the Kolebu Teaching Hospital's renal unit. There's good news here. The renal unit is ready to help outpatients starting today, November 6. They decided this in a meeting on November 3, and soon they might officially announce it, waiting for approval from higher ups. The hospital's public relations officer, Mustafa Salefu, shared the scoop with me earlier, talking about the hopeful feeling around the opening. Today, fewer patients are getting dialysis, showing a change. At the moment, the entrance point to the renal unit has been locked. This is a big deal after months of being closed since May 2022-2023. People who needed dialysis had to go elsewhere, usually to private health facility. They kind of opened a bit on September 27, but made dialysis more expensive after people complained they lowered the cost back down, but the unit stayed closed. The Health Minister, Kwekwajiman Menu, said they had to open it up again. Keep an eye out for more updates when the Health Minister talks in Parliament later this week. Godwin Asideba, TV3, Kolebu Teaching Hospital, Accra.
Let's speak to Kojo Bafwa-Hinkra. He is the convener of the Kidney Patients Association. Thank you so much for your time, sir. Your members have been anxious over the situation. What information can you give us regarding the opening of the facility? Hello, Kojo.
Yeah, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I was saying, what information can you give us regarding the opening of the facility?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. As of this morning, we didn't have any information of the reopening of the place. But about 4 hours ago, I had a call from the unit concerning the reopening of the unit. So they told me I need to do the labs again, my labs, and bring it. Then they'll give me a schedule. So they say they are looking at between Wednesday and Thursday officially. That is when the unit will start, because they need to do a new reschedule. Because it's been a long time now. So they are now going to reschedule the time and then the days for us again with your labs to show your current condition.
So does that mean that barring any unforeseen circumstances, the facility will be opened on Wednesday?
That is what we hear. That is what they told me. When they called me, that's what they said, that they are just putting things in place. But they've called me, not me alone now. As of the time they called, it was me alone. But now about 5 or 6 people have also confirmed to me that they have been called, pertaining the same thing that I'm talking about this right now, that they have to do their labs and bring, and they will be rescheduled and be given a time and day that they will be coming.
Okay. What are your expectations from government to ensure that the unit is not shut out to outpatient services again?
Yeah, possibly. We just pray that that 4 million that they are talking about, that money is paid. And then secondly, government should take this thing up, because if the store is going to be in such a way that we will still be owing Fizinos, that they will not give us a consumable, it will be closed. And then they should take the tax component out. I've been saying this, the tax component, so that the private people who also do the dialysis for that, because we are many. If Kolebu alone is 250 patients, other private, Accra here, I can count about 10 private dialysis centers. All of them have their patients. Now, if Kolebu says he is going to start training, that will be the cheapest. Everybody will be coming to Kolebu. Kolebu only have 15 machines. It cannot sustain us. 15, it cannot sustain us. So they should try and take the tax component out so that the private people can also bring their prices down. Then it will benefit all of us.
Kojo, thank you so much for your time. And Kojo Bafwa-Hinkra is convener of the Kidney Patients Association.
All right, let's do politics now, because we are your election command center. Now, the 9th election in the 4th Republic will feature 2 individuals of northern descent for the first time in the country's history. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and former President John Dramani Mahama would contest for the hearts and votes of northern Ghana and the rest of the country. There's more in this report.
The die has been cast and the chips arranged perfectly for the ultimate decider for the presidency on December 7, 2024. Vice President Dr. Bawumia is set to face former President John Dramani Mahama in a crucial battle for the hearts and souls of northern Ghana. The two leading candidates for a major election have their roots in northern Ghana for the first time. As momentum continues to pick up as to which son of the land to lead the nation, a research fellow, project consultant at the Center for Policy Advocacy, Al-Hassan Ziblim, says the two have lived below the expectations of residents in the northern part of the country.
All of them have had positions of responsibility in this country, which is substantial enough for them to have made some changes in the north. President Mahama has been vice president, he has been president. President Mahama has been an MP. Dr. Bawumia has been vice president, and this is his second term. And these are no mean positions. The conversation now should be which of them have been able to make impact on the lives of the people. These are matters that are empirically verifiable from the track record of the two people. The two of them have a track record that the people can look at and then assess whether they can bring something new on board as presidents of this republic.
According to him, the state should now take charge of the development of the northern part of the country.
You see, the development of the north do not revolve around individuals. It revolves around the state. We cannot reduce it to just these individuals. We have to look at the functional role of the state in implementing development initiatives, because these men cannot come down and do development themselves. They have to do that through the state. The question is the state well positioned?
And my colleague Christopher Amwako has been speaking to residents in northern Ghana who demand developments as two major political party leaders, that's John Mahama and Dr. Bawumia, lead the two major political parties in Ghana.
The two are from families that are politically active dating back to the 1950s. Their fathers, Emmanuel Adama Mahama and Alhaji Mumuni Bawumia, were all parliamentarians and ministers of state under the First Republic, led by Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. The narrative has not been different with their children. The rivalry between their children, John Dramani Mahama, flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, and Dr. Mahmudu Bawumia of the New Patriotic Party, NPP, cuts across all aspects, from the Ganasco and Tamasco feud to an NDC and NPP battle.
For the first time in the history of this country, two northerners, that is former President John Dramani Mahama and Vice President Dr. Mahmudu Bawumia, will be battling it out on December 7, 2024 to annex the #1 position of the country. Whereas former President John Dramani Mahama is seeking to return to lead the country as the #1 gentleman, Vice President Dr. Mahmudu Bawumia will be seeking to move a step further to becoming the #1 gentleman. But what does this mean to the development of the North?
They actually want to leave a footprint in where they hail from. Then definitely they will have deliberate development policies for Northern Ghana. What actually do they have for Northern Ghana in their manifestos? It should be very clear. They are develop what they intend to do for Northern Ghana. It should be very clear in their manifestos.
To visit the other regions where they produce the presidents. I mean, you go to, let's say, a central region or let's say eastern region, you can see that they have a very marvelous development from their candidate who ever been a president before. They are now appealing to two of them. Any of them who have this opportunity should not fail us, because we are lagging behind the whole country, northern region, in terms of poverty, in terms of development. We are lagging behind.
Just as we all say in our local dialect, they always say that in Dagbani, Sarai Talayanga, Kana Sambane, right? It's like you have to fill your own pot before you go out. If that will play, I still feel that it should still be an issue-based, right? As a development worker, I wouldn't side, and I wouldn't also say that concentration should come to the north. But as individuals, we all need to look at that issue.
For political researcher Khalid Abu Ishmael, the 2024 general elections will be an evaluation of the contribution of the two flag bearers to the development of the North.
It's clear that people will be demanding that we want to compare these two political giants and to see who they will put their trust on in order that 2024 they can be able to benefit from the politics or from the fourth Republican dispensation. Now, if you come to look at the poverty, and then what we call lack of jobs for the young people in this part of the country is so dear to the heart of the electors.
In 13 months from now, voters will have the opportunity to decide which of the flag bearers becomes president. Even though the minority parties have not decided on their flag bearers for the upcoming elections yet, and judging from the trend of voting and the dominance of the NPP and NDC, one would not be wrong to say, whichever way it goes, Enodna will definitely be the president. Christopher Mwako, TV3 News, Tamale.
All right, so clearly there's a lot of excitement in the northern part of the country now. So the NPP have decided on who's going to lead them. The other side of the political divide, the NDC's flag bearer, that is John Dramani Mahama, has also indicated that he is beginning a Building Ghana tour to inspire victory for the NDC in 2024. John Mahama's campaign focuses on active citizen participation, empowering Ghanaians to become change agents and advocate for progress.
The die is set for a direct contest between the NDC's John Dramani Mahama and the NPP's Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Many of our opponents are confused and they are seeing looming defeat. The new tactics is what? If you miss the ball, don't miss the man.
Even before his election, Dr. Bawumia had shown readiness to face the NDC in the 2024 election. John Mahama's tour is expected to strengthen the NDC's campaign and promote a unified vision for a prosperous Ghana based on inclusivity, economic growth, and social justice. He plans to engage in town hall meetings, community outreach programs, and engage in extensive conversations with various stakeholders in the coming days.
Still on politics, Member of Parliament for Dom Kwabinya, Sarah Adwoa Safo, says majority of her constituents still love her. This love, she says, will be evident in the NPP's parliamentary primary in February next year. She is confident of winning the primary and the subsequent general elections on December 7, 2024. Evelyn Tinma reports.
Sarah Adwoa Safo, who returned to Ghana after a long absence, has been explaining to the people and pleading for forgiveness. She has been touring the Dom Kwabinya constituency, meeting with party executives and the electorate. Reports indicate that a week ago, she visited the Dom market and was hooted at by some market women. But the former deputy majority leader, in an interview after casting her ballot in the NPP flag bearer election, claimed that only a few market women were unhappy with her presence, stating that the majority of women still love her.
You should see outside of the videos as well. Not everybody will like him. Daddy Luma said, pimp him, but don't pimp him the times. But go to Domi Market and my women still love me. So if you have a section of about 10-15 women who just want to create a scene, then check it as it is. But on the day of voting, I know my women. The concerns are concerns of a project that I started and I wasn't there and it stalled. That's the reason I went to the market, just to see for myself the stage at which the contractor had done the work and what input I can put in so that we can complete the market sheds and the market stores for them. It's my project, it's not anybody's project. So if I go there and they've been calling me that I should come because it's stalled, obviously I would go.
She is confident of winning the NPP parliamentary primary in February.
There's not been any electoral year that my vote decreased. Every year it's been consistent. People love the brand Adwasafo. And it's a household name. My kids call me. They don't even act honorable to it. They go like, hey, Adwasafo. And that is the brand. I don't need any titles to make my people happy. So on the day of election, come February, you will see what will happen in Dominica.
Evelyn Tinkma, TV3 News, Accra.
All right, let's do some utility-related stories now. Residents of Accra West continue to experience acute water shortage due to the technical challenges being experienced at the Wager treatment plant. Residents are skeptical about Ghana Water Company's assurance to resolve the challenges by November the 8th, stating the situation remains dire. Emmanuel Samani reports.
According to the Ghana Water Company, the situation is due to faulty equipment, increased water demand, routine maintenance, and unforeseen circumstances. The challenges posed by a low water pressure and erratic supply have significantly impacted residents in elevated areas like Bowie, McCarthy Hill, Anya, La Paz, and Dakuman. Residents at Shukura have been facing significant inconveniences, some even resorting to purchasing water.
When the water is not flowing in this area, normally you know to buy water from the borehole people, from the gallons and everything, which is affecting our community, especially here in Shukura for the Kaputa, Dabukma Central. We have a lot of challenges when it comes to water problem here.
Like 2 weeks now, unless we go our neighbor, those who have borehole to fetch water, or unless we go and buy it. They didn't tell us nothing, so they are there.
However, the Ghana Water Company has stated that the situation will be resolved by Wednesday, November 8th.
We are really praying that things go very, very well. For the past 5 to 6 days, we've not had any rest or any sleep at all. We have been on site working to ensure that the situation is into normalcy.
The company recommends to download the Ghana Water Company Limited customer app to stay informed about work progress and receive prompt updates. Emmanuel Samani, TV3 News, Accra.
In more news tonight, voters register exhibition centers across the country are still recording low turnout despite claims of adequate publicity by the Electoral Commission. Most centers the news team visited had captured less than 20% of total eligible voters in their register. George Queenan reports.
We were out on day one of the EC Voters Register exhibition exercise and recorded low turnout, maybe because it was a Thursday. But even that, the Electoral Commission insists it did enough publicity. We're here on day 4, which is the day before the final day, to know if the numbers have increased or are still the same old story.
The low turnout is still being recorded at most centers. Exhibition officers who anticipated higher numbers during the weekend to capture the working class were disappointed. Here at Apostolic Church of Ghana at Osu, 141 out of 708 eligible voters have verified their details.
It's really not helping. Day 1 to day 4, it's really not helping. It's really not impressive. And then the outcome is really poor.
Jima had captured 86 out of 1,657 voters in its register.
A lot of people will come. What are you doing here? We'll be saying, oh, we are doing exhibition. That's what people, most of the people, they don't know that exhibition is even going on.
Although some eligible voters said they were aware of the exercise, others explained their work came in the way.
I didn't know that they were doing anything. I was just on my way before I saw them. Tomorrow is final day. Even they can't even find my name, so I have to come tomorrow again.
This is here, me bisa one day.
I've not been captured yet, even though I am aware of the exercise. I'll do that soon. I was not free by then. That is why I'm doing it now.
Here at Information Center at Kanda, 31 had been captured out of a total number of 1,734.
The lukewarm attitude I'm picking is the fact that persons that are captured in the old one verified their details in 2019 prior to the 2020 election. It's a reason they are not stressing themselves to come and then be a part of this very current exhibition. But mind you, there are people or humans who are compiling the register. Anything might happen, so you still have to come and verify your details.
Presby Hall 2, JHS 1 and 2 had captured 91 out of a total 771 eligible voters. At Osu Cinema Hall, as at midday, 149 had been captured out of a total number of 1,797.
Looking at the number of prospective voters that have been captured in the exhibition exercise, a question I want an answer to is whether there will be a possible extension to accommodate the numbers. George Queening, TV3 News, Accra.
Away from that, the Ghana Muslim Conference has criticized the United Nations' handling of the Israeli-Gaza conflict. Demonstrations worldwide have erupted following the killing of innocent lives by Israel in the pursuit to take over Gaza and eliminate Hamas. Member of Parliament for Asawase, Muntaka Mubarak, speaking to the media in Parliament earlier today, stated that the United Nations has outlived its usefulness.
More than 10,000 people have been killed over the past 1 month in a relentless Israeli attack on the Gaza Strip. Despite widespread condemnation and calls for a ceasefire, Israel has indiscriminately continued the bombardment of civilian homes, hospitals, refugee camps, and schools. Speaking on behalf of the Ghana Muslim Conference, Member of Parliament for the Asawase Constituency and former Minority Chief Whip Muntaka Mubarak criticized the United Nations and other world leaders for what he described as their hypocritical stance on the conflict.
This thing that is happening to Palestinians today can happen in any part of Africa, because if Holocaust ended in 1945 and today this is happening, remember the last country in Africa got its independence just in the 90s. So it means that it can still happen to any of us. And therefore, in our reportage, let us attach humanity to it. Because you see, what is happening now is about people blocking between we and them. Every life matter. A Jewish life matter, a Palestinian life matter, an American life matter, a Ghanaian life matter. All lives are lives.
In his opinion, the UN has outlived its usefulness.
The UN, unfortunately, is gradually becoming a useless body. I don't have any other better adjective to describe it. Because a United Nation that cannot enforce its own, resolutions. I mean, what is it? Maybe just as the World of League ended, maybe probably we should be thinking about how we should end the United Nations, because it's gradually becoming a useless organization that is incapable of doing anything. Once those superpowers, Russia, America, China, they are doing something, all others can't. But if it is any other country, then that's where they find their strength. I don't think you can run a world organization the way they are run the organization.
Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia says he will ensure the blue economy becomes a key component of the new Patriotic Party's manifesto for next year's general election. Opening the third conference on fisheries and coastal environment in Accra, he pledged to capitalize on opportunities in the blue economy to create jobs and attract significant investment.
Omampeni abedechire Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia
Well, we apologize for that story. We'll definitely bring it to you, having to do with what the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has been saying regarding the blue economy, talking about the fisheries industry and how Ghana can benefit from it. We'll bring that to you shortly. But still to come on News 360, the Electricity Company of Ghana has responded to customers' complaint by embarking on an exercise to check the integrity of post-paid meters and their readings. If you were caught up in this, we'll be happy to get your side of the story. Plus, if you're not, you need to clear your meter, your bill or your debt before the ECG comes along, because it's going to be a month-long exercise. Details right after this.
Let's now continue with the rest of our stories. And the Electricity Company of Ghana is preparing for a more advanced technological approach to handle post-paid customers. The power distributor has embarked on a month-long operation to address system irregularities and ensure customers are billed based on their electricity consumption level. Jennifer Brown reports.
Don't expect a meter reader at your doorstep every month. That's a new message from the Electricity Company of Ghana to persons who use postpaid meters. And this is after complaints of exorbitant fees being charged on persons who use these meters over the last few months.
Now the bill, when you go, you even see it in 3 food. Today, check it around 4. By the time you get there to make payment, you see that the bill is not as what you anticipated to make payment. We had the bill of 8,000 plus, only for us to go there, and it was in 12,000 thereabout. It means within 3 days, we've got another extra 4,000 to it.
Some other traders who refused to speak on record raised concerns about delays in receiving their bills, which according to them is causing an accumulation of costs. The Electricity Company of Ghana is now embarking on an operation dubbed Fix the Bill, Pay the Bill, which aims at rectifying such irregularities to ensure postpaid customers pay amounts due them.
It's become necessary because we are having continuous complaints from our customers about their dissatisfaction with the bills that we've been giving them. And they are right. We have issues with some of our data, and so we are setting all our staff out as meter readers for the next month so that we can clean up the data and then bill our customers correctly.
The operation, which is set to end on December 6, began with a routine check at the Makola market as a means of capturing and updating relevant customer data. The team also intends to identify faulty meters and initiate replacement orders where appropriate.
We are trying to conscientize our customers that we don't have enough meter readers. And actually the billing process that ECG has been running is quite unsustainable. What we are trying to do is establish a certain pattern. If the customer is satisfied with that range of bills that they pay, they should expect to pay the same amount every month until such a time that a meter reader comes. And we are giving ourselves every 3 months at least. There are some who would see meter readers every month regardless, but at least every 3 months a meter reader would come.
The ECG by this exercise will in the long run identify and regularize uncaptured meters and rectify anomalies. Judith Brown, TV3 News.
Let's take a step to our earlier story having to do with Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, who is saying that he will ensure the blue economy becomes a key component of the New Patriotic Party's manifesto for next year's general elections. Opening the 3rd Conference on Fisheries and Coastal Development in Accra, he pledged to capitalize on opportunities in the blue economy to create jobs and attract significant investment.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia highlighted the significance of the blue economy in Ghana's development, stating that it contributes 5 to 10% to GDP. Despite the World Bank's $150 million support, the sector still faces challenges. He pledged massive capital investment when voted into office.
It is possible. Let us leave a legacy of a thriving, sustainable, and vibrant blue economy for generations to come. For all these reasons, MPP manifesto and my leadership will have a strong, inclusive blue economy component, because I believe in the great potential that an inclusive, sustainable blue economy can contribute significantly to the creation of jobs, food security, and economic growth for Ghanaians and Africans in general.
The Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University of Cape Coast, Professor Rosemont Boahene, implored government to implement measures to protect marine life.
The blue economy consists of critical sectors such as fishing, marine biotechnology, education and research, marine renewable energy, marine manufacturing, shipping, port and maritime logistics.
The 3rd Conference on Fisheries and Coastal Environment focused on policy formulation for the blue economy, specifically addressing fisheries and coastal environment.
Business segment is brought to you by MTN, Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
Time now for business. Michael Ogbodu is with us. Hello, Michael.
Hi.
All right. So we know that the concerns about some banks having to, whether or not to go for the cocoa syndicated loan has
Exactly.
come up for discussion. What was the issue on it?
Well, they have some concerns that it could be a risky venture considering the current economic situation we are in as a country. But then Professor Gachi is asking government to do all it can to address these.
All right. Let's give us details.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the business segment here on News 360. My name is Michael Ubodu. To our first story now, as economist and dean of the University of Cape Coast Business School, Professor John Gachi is urging government to address challenges fraught with the repayment of cocoa syndicated loans. Government is struggling to finalize this year's cocoa syndicated loan agreement with the international banks. Sources reveal that banks are demanding high premiums to hold what they fear could potentially become a risky debt. Speaking to 3 Business, Professor John Gachi cited uncertainties as reasons for banks' resolve.
Cocoa Board, the cocoa industry regulator, is seeking to raise $800 million from the loan, but lenders are demanding high premiums due to the perceived risk of default. Ghana's recent debt restructuring and the restructuring of Cocoa Board's cocoa bills have eroded investor confidence in the industry. The country's economic woes are making it difficult to secure financing for the cocoa industry.
There is fiscal infiltration into the management of that money, some of which have gone into cocoa roads. Repayment has been a challenge some time back. There is a lot of uncertainty hanging on the cocoa industry as to whether it's been managed financially well. It's an issue that finds itself in the IMF program report, for which the IMF demands a restructuring of how cocoa industry is managed and the ability of the industry to service its debt. Those are the considerations.
The delay in finalizing the loan is causing anxiety among industry players, as the industry relies on the funds to purchase cocoa beans from farmers.
Many of the license buying companies do not have money on their own to be given to the farmers for them to engage in their production. And so that is a risk. And we need to work assiduously to bridge that gap to allow the farmers the comfort that they need in order to engage in their production process.
The government has raised the farm gate price for cocoa by 63% in an effort to boost production and discourage smuggling to neighboring Ivory Coast. The delay in securing the loan could have a negative impact on cocoa production in Ghana.
Now, the acting CEO of Universal Merchant Bank, Samuel Sechi Hyde, is confident in improving the bank's fortunes as he assumes his new office. His comments follows the recent announcement by the board of the Universal Merchant Bank, UMB, of his appointment to the top job. This report has the rest of the story. Samuel Sechi Hyde, a prominent banker with nearly 3 decades of experience, has emerged as a key figure in the financial industry. He brings a wealth of knowledge and expertise, having previously held the position of Chief Executive Officer at UniCredit Ghana Limited and more recently, since 2019, serving as the General Manager of Consumer Banking at UMB.
I think it's a great responsibility from where I was to this new position.
Under his leadership in the latter role, he is credited with a remarkable achievement, turning the consumer banking division of the bank profitable for the first time in a decade.
Based on my experience and ability to work with teams to get results, we decided to put together a few strategies that saw an increase in productivity.
Sechi Hyde steps into this leadership role at a challenging time for financial institutions in Ghana, with the impact of the domestic debt exchange program and challenging economic conditions affecting the industry. However, he is confident in his ability to improve the company's fortunes and navigate these challenging times.
I hope to bring my 25 years experience to bear to lead the great team at UMB to enhance productivity.
Ghana's tech ecosystem has seen the emergence of a new player in the rapidly evolving world of social media and tech innovation. Heyomi, a Ghanaian-owned social media app, is preparing to compete with major platforms like X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Heyum, founded by Valentine Omeje, is a one-stop shop for social media needs, offering features like in-app video calls, group chats, and a financial transaction platform. It combines the best features of apps like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram into a single platform, catering to a broad spectrum of users and making it an alternative prospect in the competitive social networking world.
I decided to create something unique out of the other to fix broken rooms that other social media platforms didn't actually do in their platform. My platform, we have gifters gifting for a purpose.
Head of marketing at Mayom, Richmond Otu, emphasized the app's focus on fun, convenience, and efficient ways of connecting people.
This is an app developed by a 17-year-old right here in Ghana, which should serve as motivation enough for anybody here in Ghana to support it. The features that the others offer, Heyum has kind of combined everything together into one box. So whatever TikTok offers, you can find it in Heyum. WhatsApp offers, you find it in Heyum, including having a Hey wallet, which also serves as a form of Momo.
The Ghanaian-made app is aiming to gain global social media traction due to its unique features and pride in being a Ghanaian-made platform.
Guinness Ghana has introduced its latest addition to its alcohol portfolio, Captain Morgan, a premium rum brand with a rich history and iconic pirate emblem, offers a taste of the Caribbean to consumers.
The launch showcased Guinness Ghana's dedication to delivering exceptional, high-quality products to its customers.
So Captain Morgan is a global brand that has been there for centuries, but Captain Morgan is now officially in Ghana. It is a local production version that Guinness Ghana has officially brought onto the Ghana market, and every detail of it is up to our global standards. And so Captain Morgan, which is a Diageo brand, is now officially made in Ghana now. Captain exists for the crews. It's not just for one person, but for the crew, and so you and your crew.
Attendees were provided the chance to taste the rum in various cocktails and appreciate the meticulous craftsmanship of each bottle.
Captain Morgan is so nice, it's so smooth, and I feel like this is the best time Captain Morgan can come to Ghana. And it's like one of the best drink I've ever had in a while, trust me. And it came at the right time, like I said. December, friends are going out, having fun. You just need to have a sip of Captain Morgan and you're good.
Captain Morgan tastes great. You know, they promised to bring the spice to Ghana, and it definitely did. This is a mix with some juices as well, and it just tastes really good. I enjoy it as I drink it. It's amazing.
Guinness Ghana Breweries PLC, a leading total beverage business in Ghana, aims to be the best performing, most trusted and respected consumer goods business in the country, featuring internationally celebrated brands.